Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hatter Show, obviously episode 158. And obviously in this one, we are going to be wrapped into the Man United game. Another slim defeat to one of the traditional top six. And then obviously the trip to Anfield. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. Obviously tomorrow, start of the new game week. So yeah, but before we probably get into that, my Premier League predictions, I'm gonna release them on Friday. So obviously this is the first game, so you lot will know my prediction anyway. And then yeah, obviously there's not a game on this game week until Saturday. So, obviously there's a few on Saturday, of course. So I'll just do it then. But yeah, like always, I'm joined with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Big up to everyone in the chat as well. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously, Man United reaction took them on. Obviously going into it. Obviously, I said 3-2. To us, I thought we are. I've said it throughout the whole season. We'll beat one of the traditional top six at home. Obviously didn't quite happen. Your prediction was a 1-1 draw, Dad. Weren't far off, to be honest. Much closer than me, of course. But the lineup was exactly what I went with. I think that's might be 2 weeks in a row. Is exactly what I went with. Kaminsky in goal, Menji, Osho, and Bell. And then it was Chio on the right wing back, Doughty on the left, Lokonga and Barkley. And then the three up front obviously was Elijah originally, so I did have it originally right. Then obviously he got an injury in the warm up, as we all know. And obviously he was replaced by Woodrow. And then it was Morris and Chong. So obviously I wanted to see Chong start in this game. He did. Obviously Morris, that meant Morris went to the highest point of the front three, where Elijah would have been. And then Woodrow was on the left side of that front three. And then as for the bench, Berry, Burke, Clark, Kabore, Krul, Ruddock, Nelson, Potts, and Townsend. So yeah, that was the team. Like I say, it was exactly what I said until Elijah obviously had to come off. Obviously in the warm up. So yeah, you couldn't really complain. I mean, Woodrow would have been my main priority to put in. Probably not. I felt we should have maybe gone with someone like Clark. Obviously seeing this game when he come on, how good he was as well. Or even Townsend. And you chop and change between Chong and them for the left or the right side. But other than that, like I say, no complaints because this is exactly what I went with. But your thoughts on lineup, Dad, and obviously the change that had to be done?
Yeah, we had no other choice but to start with Drogue. I mean, obviously it's in a warm up. We ain't got any, Brown's injured as well, so I think that he might have started. So we didn't really have much choice. But other than that, it was pretty much expected. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Then moving on, we'll go straight into the first half. Not a great start. The start reminded me very similar to the Chelsea game at Kenilworth Road, where, obviously they got early goals in that one. Obviously, Hoyland, us going on about that goal we got against Brighton, straight away. Obviously, they pretty much got one straight away as well. Very annoying. Bell, he was on a good bit of form. I felt going into this game, in that role, because we know he can be a bit iffy there sometimes. He had another one of them moments. Obviously, I don't know what he was thinking. Let's just be real now. I don't know what he was thinking there. Played it across straight to Hoyland, and obviously Hoyland, weren't going to miss that. The form he's on, he weren't going to miss that. Obviously, put him 1-0 up. And yeah, that was not great at all. What did you make of that first goal, Dad?
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? We miss it. We know he's not natural, but even if he was in the left position there, he might have done the same thing. It's just a bit of naivety and miscommunication as well. Like, whacked it back to Kaminsky. Is what it is, He weren't really going to miss. Kaminsky come rushing out. Osho also realised a little bit too late what was going on. He was trying to chase back, but you're not going to catch him. So it obviously was disappointing, but I think that's the quickest goal probably conceded this season. swings and roundabouts. We scored one probably quicker than that still. So it is what it is.
Yep. And then going into the 6th minute, obviously I scored again. Hoyland. This one was a bit of this one I was very frustrated to concede. Obviously the other one, because we shouldn't be doing mistakes like that. With Man United players. It's like Rob Edwards said going into it. Man United are that team that can just capitalise. Because they've got them individual players. And this goal, a bit of an annoying one. Obviously, come off Hoyland and went in. Obviously from a shot. Can't remember who shot originally. It might have been Garnacho. But yeah, obviously it hit Hoyland, went in. Difficult one for Kaminsky. Who again, I thought he had a really good game in this. Prevented it from being even more. When United could have, closed it off in the second half. But yeah, again, another frustrating goal to concede, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Morris headed it away. Good header away. Come to their player. It was going wide. And he was just kind of he looked a little bit offside, and I think they probably felt that. But, it was a clever finish in a way. He was lucky that it came to him, but, it was a clever finish in a way, like chesting it in. And there's not a lot we can do. That was jammy. Definitely, that goal was definitely jammy. And then at that point, I thought, oh, this could be, our heaviest defeat at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was where them kind of days where things just don't happen to you. You make a mistake, they get lucky, bosh, they go for it, But didn't happen. So
yeah. No, I was fearing the worst. Like he was in that moment. Them going 2-0 up. It's like, oh god, this could be it. The way we were at the back as well. 2 goals we conceded in that game as well. Early on, it weren't looking great, but we got on the ball more. Started dictating the play. Getting more possession and that sort of thing. Like we have in a lot of the games. Getting more possession. Didn't expect us to have more possession in this game, if I'm being honest, but we actually ended up having more. But obviously, that doesn't really count for me. It's just surprising. Like I always say in recent weeks, because we are a team that doesn't tend to have more possession. Even when we play lower base sides, when we was in the Championship, we didn't really have more possession. So it's interesting, but it's good. It is good to see. It is good to see. And then obviously we did get a goal, Morris. Obviously from across. Good header by Morris. In a way, I felt it's similar to Elijah's goal against Man City. In a way, obviously it's a header in the box. Keepers coming out, sort of thing. But yeah, good header by Morris. Obviously Doughty and Chong played a massive part in that as well. And I thought, okay, might actually get back into this. 14 minutes in, and we did step it up. We did step it up. But what did you make of the goal we got done in this one?
yeah, another dangerous sort of cross by Doughty. Chong, he was eager to do well against his former club. And, he did have some good spells. And again, the goal did come from him really. If they hadn't blocked it, that might have went in, but it did come to Morris, brave in there, with an eye on the right, like standing tall, and a good header, and 3 goals in 3 consecutive games. First person to do it, I think it's Brian Sting, so that's good. But yeah, like we went on the front foot, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I also mentioned that the watch along, obviously Morris breaking that. And you said hopefully he does. Obviously we did say hopefully Elijah did, but obviously due to the Bournemouth game, obviously getting called off, obviously that didn't quite happen. But Morris had a good opportunity to do it, and he done it. So fair play to him. Obviously, he weren't originally where he was going to play as well. Obviously, he'd have been, slightly back. So fair play to him for that. And then, towards the end of after that, I felt like we were having chances. We had really good chances. The standout one for me was the Doughty one, just before half time. For me personally, he should have probably played it to Chio, I felt, because Chio did have a bit of space. Obviously, Man United did get a lot of yellow cards as well. Obviously, Shaw got one. Casemiro got one, and Maguire. Now, the Casemiro one for me, there was two incidents. He should have been off. He should have been off. He was taking our players out left, right, and centre. And it's a typical mentality that we've seen of other players. When they've come to Kenilworth Road, go, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Like because it's against Luton sort of thing. They think they can, discredit, and it was just stupid. It's stupid, and you could see that Ten Hag was a bit stressed. Because obviously as we got into the second half, obviously he made changes. So straight away, Maguire was off. Obviously, Shaw had to come off, but Casemiro come off as well. And I was a bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I felt, with Shaw coming off, because he was, in my opinion, he was doing quite well with Chio. I felt with Lindelof coming in, he's not, a fullback. We should have tried to capitalise a bit more on that, especially Chio. We know how quick he is. One of the quickest players in the Prem. I felt he should have tried to capitalise, but a lot of times, in this game when he got on the ball, he sort of stopped. He didn't really make that run at times, maybe once or twice, but he didn't do it as much. We know he can. Take on Lindelof. He didn't really try and do that. He just cut it back and play it to whoever's near him, which I was a bit disappointed with. I was a bit disappointed with. But yeah, what did you make of that? And Casemiro challenges that should he have been sent off?
He's known for it that obviously protesting his innocence and that. Probably should have, but how it is what it is, isn't it? If he would have got if he'd have carried on playing like that for the whole second half, then that's why he got took off. Same as Maguire, he weren't really on it. Like Morris was balling this game. Also I think it was in the half or in the second half, he created a chance for himself, shot narrowly wide, really good shot. And then a little while after that, he created one for Doughty with a little forward pass, but Doughty just pushed it wide as well. It was end to end at times. We defended quite heroically, but we was good going forward. A little bit more quality. That's all it was really. Like Morris was unlucky with his shot. Doughty should have done better with both of his shots, obviously. But he's not really known for scoring, is he? That's the sort of part of his game that he probably needs to improve when he gets them opportunities. But yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Agree with that. And then moving into the second half, again, we were, dominant in possession. Like I say, it was just them chances. Sheffield United, it was the set pieces were awful and the crosses and that. In this game, they were good. It was just actually putting it in the net, other than the goal that we were struggling with. Obviously we had big chances. Obviously, made some changes. Clark come on, really good when he come on. Really impressed with Clark when he come on in this game. That's definitely, his best players, when he's come on in the game, for sure this season. It's just causing havoc and he was looking for them options. He was really trying to get us that equaliser. Townsend was really good as well. Obviously, he come on at the same time. He come on for Woodrow. Woodrow didn't really do anything for me in this game. It was a good opportunity for him as well. His first Premier League start in I think they said like a decade or something like that. And obviously it was a good opportunity for him. And he didn't really do anything for me. Weren't really involved in the game, which was a bit disappointing. And then obviously the sub with 8 minutes to go, plus the 4 added minutes. Obviously Berry come on. And even then I thought Berry was okay. He had a few corners. We know he's very good at corners. You look at the winner against Everton in the FA Cup. You look at when we played Chelsea in the FA Cup when we lost 3-2. He got the assist for the Reece Burke goal very early on in that game. So, he was doing that, trying to get us back in it. He just didn't quite manage to get that goal. That was the problem for us. And United, a few sloppy mistakes from us, which nearly cost us a game. Fernandez, I'll be honest, he should have scored. If he scores that, for me, the game's done. It's like I said on the watch long, the next goal is massive. If there is to be one, if we get it, my prediction might have been right. Never know. Obviously, if they get it, then it's probably the game done. Fernandez had a good chance, had a few good other chances. Lokonga, what a block that was. I thought that was in. I'm not going to lie. As soon as this went round Kaminsky, given the performance Kaminsky had as well, I was thinking, oh no, that's it. That's it. Just like that. But great block by Lukonga. Immense in this game. You know, I thought he was one of the rare good players against Sheffield United. And in this game, he was even better. You know, which is quite hard to top that performance, you know, for me. Obviously, people will say it's not because we lost, you know, heavily in that Sheffield United one compared to this one. You know, this one was obviously closer, and you know, the Sheffield United one. See, they're a lot worse than Man United. But yeah, I thought he was, you know, I thought he was really good. You know, and he done really well, you know, trying to get us back in it. They had a few other chances as well. There was one where Garnacho had quite a lot of space from the corner, and I was a bit annoyed with that, if I'm being honest. He flashed it wide, you know, we need to be marking him. We can't be letting him have space like that. I mean, because he is that player, one of them individual players that Man United have that can just flick and switch sort of thing. So, you know, they had some few chances to kill it off. We had a few chances to get back in it. You know, the Ross Barkley header right at the end of the game, that was unlucky for me. That was very unlucky. He keeps getting, when he does score, or when he gets close to scoring, it's not necessarily, other than that shot he had against Newcastle, it's not necessarily the goal we'd expect him to score yet, but he is getting unlucky. I thought he played pretty well yet again, to be honest. You know, good movement to getting behind their players a few times as well. But yeah, it's just that finishing off for us and a few sloppy mistakes which nearly cost us as well. But your thoughts on the second half overall, Dad?
Yeah, you know, we went at them, still maintained how it was, you know, for large periods of the first half, creating chances, but should, you know, again, should have been doing better. Great block from Lukonga. You know, Kaminsky made some terrific saves anyway, and that was close to being one as well. But Lukonga to, you know, block that was pretty special. You see the frustration from Bruno. He's lucky he didn't end up. If he had kicked that into the crowd, he would have got booked for that. And yeah, the header at the end, you know, that was again Berry when he come on. As we said before, we know he's brilliant at taking corners, and you know Barkley directed it, and that would have been a spectacular. That would have been a brilliant goal. That would have been like Declan Rice goal that he scored against us. You know, but it wasn't to be. It is what it is. You know, the main thing is going 2-0 down. You know, we went to 2-0 up in 2 minutes against Brighton and continued, you know, but Man United couldn't do that to us, you know, and they've been improving lately. And, you know, to the point where they had to they made quite a few changes. 3 before, was it 3 half time? Well, look, Shaw come off and then they took Maguire and Casemiro.
Yeah, Evans and McTominay on, yeah.
Took McTominay come on, we kept him quiet. So it's just a bit disappointing. I know Rob Edwards said about the 4-minute thing. There wasn't many subs. It is what it is, isn't it? Main thing is we should have probably finished off a couple of them chances that we did have, especially the Doughty ones, I feel. But you know, another narrow defeat by you know the top team spent a lot of money, so can't really complain. You know, got to get this into perspective. You know, most fans thought we would compete anyway, but all that they'd go down with a Wimpard, this, that, and the other. We ain't. Sheffield United and the team that's doing that. And if I was the Sheffield United fan, I would be extremely disappointed, especially the 2 players that you've signed as well, real quality. And they're not playing their best game. Look at Barkley. Look at the players we've signed. It's the whole team spirit thing, and that's going to keep us going. I think at the moment, not even thinking about points deductions till possibly the final game of the season. But I still think there's going to be some special moments in this season. Yeah. So if it starts tomorrow night.
Hopefully. But yeah, no, I agree. You know, when they did make them subs as well, Man United, you know, Evans weren't really fussed about him. You know, I felt we could still win at him, which we did. But Tominay was the one, that I was a bit aware of. Obviously, what he'd done, in the previous game, obviously against Villa. And there was another chance as well, which I haven't mentioned, where again it was similar, where they went round Kaminsky, but he did get a vital touch with his glove, and that was really good goalkeeping. Again, I think that's Garnacho's shot. I think Bell might have blocked it, and then someone else blocked it, or something like that. That was really good as well. So yeah, there was that moment as well. Like I say, they had chances to kill it off. From sloppy errors and them getting in behind a bit too easy. But then we had chances, more than enough chances, in my opinion, to get at least a draw out of the game. So it's one of them. Overall, you know, shouldn't be too disappointed. Like I said, obviously they have spent X amount of money compared to us, but it's just frustrating more so for me because I said we will beat one of them. Like I say, like you said as well, Dad, there is still very loads of opportunities. Obviously we do still have, a lot of the big six as they're called away from home, obviously, like say, starting tomorrow. So you never know. You never know. It could be one of them. Still got to go. And if they carry on how they are, we still got like West Ham. That's the last away day of the season as well. So you never know. It could be one of them. It could be one of them. But we shall see. But yeah, moving on to the player ratings. So obviously we'll start off with Kaminsky. Like I say, for me, nothing he could have done for both of their goals. Prevented it from being more, like I say, that vital touch when Garnacho tried taking it round him. Really good save, really good touch there. And yeah, pretty good performance again. Pretty good performance again from Kaminsky. For Kaminsky, even though he did concede two, like I say, nothing down to him, but it's just part of that. I'm gonna go about 8 for Kaminsky.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he's back to his best for us. Couldn't do anything about either goal. First one he was unlucky. The second one we couldn't do nothing about, and yeah, kept 100% kept us in the game. That's what we expect from him, especially at home. So yeah, 8.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's go through some comments as well. Big up to everyone on this side. Ravi says, big up, big man T and crew, smash up the likes. Big up to yourself, Ravi, mate. Hope you're well. Big up to Stephen saying big up to both of us. Big up to Harry as well. Big up to Isaac. Are y'all doing okay? Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good, mate. Hope you're all good as well. So there's that. And then it's just comments about the game. Lukonga blocking the season. Yeah, no, that's really, really, really good block. Like I said, as soon as it went past Kaminsky, because of the performance Kaminsky had, I was thinking, oh, God, right, that's the game done, isn't it? But yeah, no, absolutely. Kaminsky, absolute class. And honestly, watching Lukonga, wow, how Arsenal haven't got him in their team with the way they're playing. He's honestly class. Felt like I was watching Barcelona evolve with him. Yeah, obviously, big up to Harry, because he was on the watch long. And yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It was really, really good, game. And carries on like that. Obviously, for us, it's going to be very difficult to keep him. Obviously, he has said he does want to try and get back in that Arsenal team. I think, I'll be honest, I think if he continues like this, there's no reason why he can't, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, that you look, Havertz is starting to play higher up. And he is actually doing okay. I'm not even going to lie. And then obviously they've got Rice, Odegaard. I'd say if they carry on, I'd say they should go with Rice, Odegaard, and him. Lukonga, honestly, I think that'd be a pretty good midfield if he continues. Passing the ball really well and getting the ball back really as well. Driving up the pitch, yeah, he was quality. Big up lads, hope you're well. Yep, we're good, thanks, mate. Hope you're well. He also says Luton give them a game like I expected. The final third let Luton down. Yeah, exactly. That was the thing. And a few, like I say, also a few sloppy mistakes. Could have been more. But it's mainly that. Yeah, for me, I agree because we were very dominant when it comes to chances in the game. So yeah, there we go with that. Player ratings: Kaminsky 9 says Harry. Jackie's gone with an 8. Thought he's absolute class. Bargain of the season. Yeah, exactly. When it comes to players we actually paid for, then yeah, because like I said, and by the way, Harry did do a little stadium tour of the Luton ground yesterday, and obviously he did ask me my thoughts on the ground, the season, well, more so the game against United and Liverpool previews. Do check that out as well. And yeah, I had a bit of a say about Kaminsky on that as well. Big up to Luco, says hi, big up yourself. Shows a team like you lot with Rob Edwards in charge how much confidence he can give players like the Conga at Palace compared to how he is at you lot now. It's madness. Rob Edwards, big credit. Yeah, I 100% agree because it goes back to what I say as well. I knew Lukonga would do, well, okay for us. I didn't expect him to do as well, and it does come down to that Palace thing for me, because he weren't really doing much there. But yeah, like you say, Rob Edwards, massive, massive credit for that. It's also the same with him and Ross Barkley, as well when it comes to that. How they say Rob Edwards has sort of vitalised his career. I'm looking for. So even same with Townsend, to be honest, and even Townsend's openly said that sort of thing. So yeah, and yeah, we're good. Thanks, mate. Hope you're well. And yeah, Harry says was class that tour yesterday. Big up to you for showing me around the ground. Was a class weekend. Yeah, big up to yourself, Harry. Big up to yourself, mate. But yeah, that is Kaminsky's rating. Moving on to we'll go over to Menji. We'll start with Menji. Again, I thought he was pretty good in this game. Not really any mistakes from him I can think of. He was good. He was obviously, you sort of expect him to be even more up for this game. Obviously, it's against his former team. And yeah, I thought he was okay. I can't really think of too much wrong, like I say. So I'm going to go with 7.5, Menji.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7.5 as well. I thought he'd done right. Rashford would try to trick the ref into, maybe getting him a card or whatever when he went down. It's not poking the eye, but he went down like he'd been sparked by Tyson. Menji was it was good. He's a good player. Done his passing well, defended when he could well. Yeah, I thought he was quite solid. So yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Harry says Menji 8. Menji 7.5 says Jackie. Stephen's gone Kaminsky 8. Menji solid 7.7. Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to Osho. I thought it was a better performance from him in this game. Yeah, definitely compared to the Sheffield United game. Again, he did get a yellow card. Can't really remember it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I thought throughout the game he was, like I say, much better. Obviously he did try and his best to obviously try and get there for the first goal. Obviously didn't quite happen, but obviously it weren't his mistake. So for me, it wasn't too bad. I'll go with a 7 for Osho.
Yeah, same 7. Like it was definitely a better performance than the previous game, and he was going forward quite well at times, looking really, really confident. Talk about signings. Like when we signed him from Reading, we loaned him out, this, that, and the other. And look at him now; he's proper established himself. Especially for these guys in Lockyer's absence. To really step up. It's difficult. And he's obviously not the same player as Lockyer, but he's doing his best at times, and you've got on off game there now and again is what it is. 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry also says Menji best defender you've got. Absolute class rise of him. Honestly, I loved him at Blues and happy for him. Excuse me, that he's under a class manager and playing week in week out in the Premier League. Yeah, I still find it crazy that you were saying about him coming back for Blues in that game. Now it's mad to think, so obviously he's at us. And yeah, he is quality. He is quality. Osho 7.5 says Jackie. So does Harry 7.5 as well. Much better performance at Sheffield United than Sheffield United. Fair play to him. Yeah, no, absolutely. Osho learned from Sheffield United 7. Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to Bell. Obviously not great. Obviously on that first goal. I did feel after that though he actually played pretty well. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was decent after that, but mistakes like that are very silly. So for me, that is gonna get the rating down. Not awfully, because like I say, he did play okay after, but yeah, still not great. So for me, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go with a 6.
I'll give him 6.5. Obviously, you know that error, but after that, he was much better. You know, getting forward well, playing with confidence. Obviously, he knows he's made that mistake. We know, we keep saying it all the time. It's not his natural position, but we've got injuries. For me, Burke, he's not good in that position.
No,
Pop,
you saw it when we played Burnley at home.
Yeah, we got Potts, but you know he hasn't played any minutes.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're not going to put him against Man United. You're not going to put him in the next game against Liverpool. It's not going to happen. It's just you can't be doing that. So I'll just give him a 6.5.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Bell 7, I can't give him any higher because of that mistake for the first goal. But after the goal, fair play to him. He was good and didn't let the goal. Yeah, I'll give him credit for that. Like usually, players' heads go down. You know, his didn't, and he played. He did play well after that. So yeah, Bell 6 says Jackie, same as me. Bell came back after the mistake, great mentality, 6.2. Yeah, exactly. Bell, hopefully it's the only mistake because he's really stepped his game up. Been watching a lot of Luton games ever since that Bournemouth game where he's played well and been decent, fair play. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why when he did that error, I was like, whoa, okay. Considering the form he was on. And then moving on to the wing backs, we'll start off with Chio. Like I say, I was a bit disappointed because I know he can do much better. There was, one time he did get in behind Man United in the first half, but I just felt with them bringing Lindelof on, who is not a fullback, he should have tried to capitalise on that more, getting behind him, get them crosses in. A lot of times he'd just stop and then play it back. And it was a bit frustrating, because I know what Chio can possess. I'll be honest, I would still play him against Liverpool, whether that's higher up or as the wing back on the right side. But yeah, I expected a bit better from him. I'm not going to lie. So for me, I'll go with 6.5 for Chio.
I'll give him a 7. I think he was at that. You know, when he done it similar in a cut games. I can't remember who it was where he skinned him and had to basically clothesline. Shaw had to clothesline him. Got a yellow card. He done it against someone else. Cut games ago as well. But yeah, you're right. Expecting him to get forward a bit, more and try and dribble it past players and into the box a little bit more, but it was just a little bit off in that respect. But other than that, I thought he was still pretty decent. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Chio 7, says Jackie as well. Chio has pace, needs to use it as we know. They can change 7. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that 100%. And then moving on to Doughty, much better performance. Compared to that Sheffield United game, his crosses were good in this game. I did like that we did give a few more free kicks than that to Ross Barkley, though. I did like that, especially after the Newcastle away game where obviously he got the assist. Or no, sorry, the pre-assist, I think, because I didn't Morris head it on to Osho or something like that, wasn't it? But either way, Ross Barkley took it, so it was good to see that he was, on a bit more set pieces. Doughty, obviously, like I said earlier, a massive part of the first goal. Much better performance for him. Much better performance for him. Especially with his crossing ability. I thought he defended pretty well at times as well, coming back and making some good tackles. So for me, Doughty, I'll go with a 7.5.
I'll give him a 7. I thought, obviously he was better involved in the first goal. But it's just them couple of chances that maybe I felt that he should have done better. And I think we're beating him. Do you know what I mean? We're just playing him week in, week out, and it is it's a long, tough season, and I think that is affecting him a little bit. I think if he gets injured, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what we do then. But yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Harry said Chio was disappointed with him, thought it's going to be a difference, and every time he was 1-on-1, he would turn back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not try to beat the defender. Still brilliant signing. Yeah, for sure. That was the first one at the start of this season. So, yeah, Big up to Glimpse. HC says, I don't support Luton, but I hope to stay up. Yeah, big up to yourself, mate. Obviously, he was on the watch long the other day as well, so big up to yourself. Doughty 7.5 says Harry, same with Jackie. So yeah, there we go with that. Stephen's gone with 7. Yeah, potentially. I wouldn't mind that personally. I'm sure you're probably the same, Dad, because obviously we do say he's better as the wing back.
Yeah,
Maybe
we have got that
the
possibility.
thing is, I don't know who it'd be against now, because
Yeah, that's the thing.
I would like to see the FA Cup game. Say the FA Cup game, sorry, but it's Man, it's against Man City, isn't it? So it's, obviously he hasn't been there for a while in that position, so I don't know if you're gonna risk it, sort of thing. Maybe if we say we still had we were playing like Bolton again, then I could see it in a game like that, or a lower opposition. But I just don't know if we'd see it. But what was you going to say there? Sorry, Dad?
Yeah, like I say, I don't know. Like, it all depends if we need Anderson back really for that to happen, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So like I say, you're not going to throw Potts in there. Bergwijn, I don't think can play there. Menji and Osho probably could play there. So that's the only other option. Putting Burke on the right of the side, and then Osho and Menji on that side, and doing it like that. Because Bell in the Championship, when he was playing in that position instead of Doughty or whatever, he used to put in some good crosses himself. Making it obviously not as consistent as Doughty, but he still was playing that role, so he can play that role. We'll see.
Yeah, be interesting. But yeah, no, for sure. I just feel, because it's against Man City, we're not gonna rotate it around. Because for us it is a good opportunity. Let's be honest. As much as it is, Man City the holders, it is a good opportunity. We're at home. It's a midweek game. Historically, midweek games can be pretty lively at Kenilworth Road. So it is a good opportunity. It is a good opportunity. So I just couldn't see it. Mate, like I say, if it's against lower, opposition or something like that, then I could see it. Yeah, potentially. Apparently, he's injured, or I've heard loads of different things. He's injured. He's still settling in, or something like that. I've heard many different things, but people are saying if he is to be there for a game, it is that game. Which I would like to see. I'd like to see. Probably not starting that game, but I'd definitely like to see. I keep saying it. I want to see him at least in the lineup soon. So whenever it is, I'm happy, sort of thing. But yeah, no, for sure. And then moving on we'll go to Lukonga. He is my man of the match, Lukonga, in this game. I thought he was really good. Like I say, that block, like Stephen said earlier, could be block of the season. Really, really, really good block. Really good in the game, holding up the ball, looking for them forward options. It's quality in this game. He's showing why. He does want to get in that Arsenal team. His performances, even against Sheffield United, he was up there for me. This game, he is my man of the match. So as for his rating, I'm not going to quite go double figures, but I'm going to give him a high rating. I'm going to go over 9 for Lukonga.
Yeah, I thought he was really good in a couple of last couple of games. This game definitely positive from the ball, no mistakes from him. Always willing to get back. And there was another game he was really, really good as well. I can't remember what one it was. But yeah, I thought it was one of the best performances I've seen him in a Luton shirt. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, fair enough. Big up to Louis, says evening, hope all is well. Yep, good, thanks, mate. Hope you're well. Stephen's also got the Conga man of the match, 8.5. So it's Jackie. And then Harry says Lukonga 10. He's gone double figures, exceptional. My man of the match as well as you, Tyler, mate. Best performance by a centre midfielder I've watched live in a long time. Honestly, no joke, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no, it's absolute quality. And then moving on to Barkley. Excuse me. Like I said earlier, I thought he was good again. I thought he was good again in this game. That header he had right at the end of the game, very unlucky. He done well to get past United players at times in this game. And yeah, it's a decent performance again from Barkley. So for me, I'm gonna go with I'm going to go over 8 for Barkley.
Yeah, 8 for me. I thought he was really good. As he has been against the top sides, especially at Kenilworth Road, just taking the ball past, so confident on the ball. Like, maybe not the best Luton player I've maybe seen, but he's definitely well up there. Like, the quality on the ball is just, and his stats as well throughout the whole season, pretty just incredible. Like, taking it past any player he chooses to, pretty much. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I just thought he was always there, trying to make things happen, spraying out the passes, getting back as well, and was just unlucky at the end. I thought it was a really, really good performance for him. He's up there, but I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, fair enough. He was really good again. Absolutely. Jackie says Barkley 7.5 for Barkley. It's unbelievable how Lukonga finally found the team for him. Arsenal and Palace, he was at, didn't work out there. Luton seems to be a place to turn career around. In a way, it's sort of similar with Nakamba, because he weren't really obviously getting in that Villa team, was he? Comes to Luton, obviously, vitalised his career, you could say. And then obviously, would come regular, obviously signed him. I'd love it to be like that at Lukonga, especially if he carries on how he is, but obviously he has said his ambition is to be in the Arsenal midfield, but we'll see. It depends what they want to do as well. Do they want to get him back? We shall see. Yeah, no, for sure, definitely couldn't agree more with that, Chris. Barkley at 8.5, big chance at the end, unlucky to hit the bar, really good performance, another bargain in the season. Yep, 3. This one was 3. Would be great if you stayed up, build a team around Barkley, Sambi, Menji, Kaminsky. Yeah, true, etc. Yeah, no, I'd agree. Barkley, him, and Lukonga are exceptional together. Unlucky parts header. Yeah, no, 8 definitely. So consistent. Yeah, no, 100%. Adebayo and Morris as well. Yeah, depend. Yeah, for sure. But the others are more so definitely agree with. Unfortunately, if he continues this form, because he'd be a great signing permanently. Yeah, true. Like I say, it comes down to what Arsenal would want to do as well. With that. Moving on to the front 3. We'll start off with Chong. Obviously, I did say I wanted to see him start. He did start. I thought he was good. He's part of that first goal. I have seen better from him, though. I'll be honest. I've seen better from him, but he was still okay. He was still okay, trying to make things happen. Getting on the ball, and that sort of thing. Chong, I'm gonna go 7.5 for Chong.
I'm going to give Chong a 7.5 as well. Just I've seen it a lot from him this season. He's quite good. He gets knocked off the ball too easily for me, and recovering. But going forward, he's excellent. But it's just not quite up there with the rest of them yet. Still, and I think that's probably because he hasn't as many starts. But obviously, we know he's got real quality. This has improved him in the Premier League, and if we do get relegated, I expect him to proper step up in a Championship. Wanted to score against his old club as well, do well. So I think there's a bit of pressure there. But went for that snapshot, turn and snapshot, which created the goal. So, it was decent, and then got substituted. So yeah, I'll give him a 7.5.
Yeah, fair enough. Chong 7.5 as well, said Jackie. Chong 7 was not too bad. First half, his tracking back could have been better. Saw him jogging a few times. Chong worked hard, maybe tried a little hard, still like his energy. 7. Yeah, absolutely. And then moving on to we'll go over to Woodrow. Didn't really do much for me, like I said, good opportunity for him. With obviously Elijah getting injured in the warm up to show what you're about. Get a goal. Like I say, first Premier League start for him this season. But yeah, he worked great. Out of the starting 11, I'll be honest, probably the worst player for me. So for me, yeah, it was disappointing, man. I'm going to be honest. I'm going with 5.5.
I'm not going to be asked. I'll give him a 6.5. The yellow card was a bit silly that he gave away. It is his first start. He wasn't up front on his own. He's playing where Morris would have been playing if Elijah was up front. He wasn't terrible, but you could see that he's not up to speed. You see that he hasn't started. That was the only issue really. Because there is a good player there, but he hasn't been given the opportunities. He hasn't started enough. When you get thrown in like that, and you're a bit unproven, let's be honest, to a certain extent, it's difficult. I don't think he done too much wrong. I just don't think that he was being a flair player that you need someone to come on and be. Like most of our subs end up doing. People have stepped up. Clark, Berry, they're doing something, but he didn't. So bit disappointing when he gave it a yellow card. That's frustrating. It's Danny Hilton-esque, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
6.5.
Yeah, fair enough. I think we're seeing Chong Lai defo more of an impact player coming off the bench at 25 to 30 minutes to go in the game. I can see why Rob Edwards hasn't been starting him. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Like I say, decent in the first half. Yeah, but we know he can be better, sort of thing. And you have seen it when he's been that impact player. The Burnley game, the Liverpool game, it's a standout one. So yeah, definitely agree with that. Woodrow's 6. Stephen's gone with 5. Jackie's also gone with 5. So yeah, there we go with that. But yeah, moving on to obviously Morris got the goal. I thought his first half performance was really good. I remember me and Harry saying, on the Hat Show, he's going to at least be getting a 9. His second half performance weren't as good, as the first. I thought maybe he'd keep it up. But he still played decent. He is up there for man of the match for me in this game. I'm going to give him an 8.5, Morris.
Yeah, 8.5. He is my man of the match. He got the goal. He worked extremely hard. Started off that Casemiro was fouling him quite a bit. Maguire had to take him out. He played some brilliant passes forward, like to Doughty and stuff. It's like he's mixing up. He was up front, but he was doing that. He's found his position, if that makes sense. Thought he done really well. And, it's brave to get that goal. And, 3-3 as well. Fighting. Was captain as well. So, yeah, man of the match for me. Could have went downhill. I think a lot of it, the way we come back and stuff, was due to him, in my opinion. So I'm going to give him an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, definitely. Morris, hard work, got the goal and was testing the defence, 8.3. So Stephen. Morris, 8.5, did well, yep. 8.5 would have been 9 or 9 if his second half performance like his first. Yeah, exactly that. And then moving on to the players that come on, we'll start off with Clark. I thought he was really good. Like I say, he was definitely trying to get us back in the game. That's definitely his best game coming on, this season. And you could argue based on that, what Woodrow, didn't really do much. Maybe starting tomorrow, especially with Elijah being out. So it's interesting, but you have got a lot of options. You've got like 3 options that I can think of from the top of my head when it comes to that position. You'll get into. But yeah, Clark, I'm going to go for him. Like I said, really, really impressed with his performance coming on. So I'm going to go with 8 for Clark.
I thought it was decent when he come on, making some good forward runs, looking positive. 7.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Harry says, Morris, absolutely class, said it on the watch long, but to be dropped by the bench by Rob Edwards a whole while ago and to come back and get his head down and play the way he is, proper footballer he is. Yeah, no, for sure. Clark 7.5, says Harry. Clark made an impact, says Stephen 7. Clark 7.5, he did well. So yeah, that is that. And then moving on to Townsend, who obviously come on at the same time. Again, I thought he was quite good. He tried to impact the game as well, getting on the ball, trying to get crosses in. Which we know he can be good at. Townsend, I'm going to go over 7.5 for Townsend.
He got a yellow as well. Can't remember majorly what it was for, but again, looking a threat going forward, and I think probably we're going to be starting him tomorrow. 7 for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Jackie's gone with 7.5 for Townsend. Townsend looked good. Defo starts for me at Anfield, 7.5 for me as well. And then moving on to the last player, which was Berry. Obviously, a few decent crosses into the box. Obviously, he was trying to get us back into the game, as well as the other subs. Obviously, all the subs we made in the game were attacking ones. And yeah, I thought he was decent. Yeah, he's come on when he has come on in games, he has put in the shift. You know, let's be honest. Really, since that Everton game, you know, in the FA Cup. So yeah, for me, Berry was decent. He was decent. I'll go with 7 for Berry.
Yeah, 7, I agree. Like, he pretty much does put in the shift, like, when he come on. He knows, like, that he's kind of that player at the moment. Probably will move on at the end of the season, but, you know, he's done well with us. He's climbed up the league, etc. You know, got his Premier League ball and that, you know, when they all got that.
Yeah,
You know, good crosses into the box. Yeah, he's got ability. He can play at a certain level. Fair play to him. 7.
yeah, absolutely. Townsend looked okay. 7, says Stephen. Townsend, unlike you, wanted to beat defenders, get the ball in the box. Yeah, he did see a lot more of that as well in this game. And then Stephen also says Berry tried to make something happen with the corners. No, he absolutely did. But there you go. Now the player ratings done for the Man United game. Obviously, your man of the match was Morris, Dad. Mine was obviously Lokonga. As it stands now, the points overall with the players, Kaminsky's on 1, Barkley's on 7, so he's still quite a way ahead. Doughty's on 2, Lokonga's now on 4, which has put him in second place. Chong is on 2, Osho's on 1, Chio's on 1, Menji's on 2, Elijah's on 2, and Morris is now on 3. Obviously, predictions, we didn't quite get even the outcome right, so it's still 1 apiece between me and you, Dad. Like I said earlier, obviously I said 3-2 to us. Obviously you said 1-1. You're much closer than me. So yeah, that is that as it stands. And then Jackie earlier, this is what she said on the game. First 15 minutes a nightmare, but after that I thought it was excellent. Casemiro, flat, and a ref for Man United supporter. Yeah, something I found absolutely bizarre. Right, I'm going to share my screen on it about that. Have you seen this, Dad? So this is the referee, right? Look at his background picture on Facebook. It's not photoshopped or anything. Genuine.
I mean, I'll get it, but, you know, there could be any stadium. I understand what you're saying, but they're meant to be impartial. That's the whole point. When they get selected, they're not meant to support, the teams that they're refereeing. So I'd say it probably doesn't support them. But you know, how would you, like, unless you go around his house, go, right, I've seen 4 Man United scarves. Your kids all got Man United kids. You're not fucking refereeing that game. You know, I don't know how it works, but I won't look too much into that. Like, we don't want to. That's, you know, a lot of people talk about Premier League. Rob Edwards have said it a little bit. You know, it's Man U to get this, that, and the other. Nah, we just got to play our game, and that's it for me. Ignore all that. If you can perform, then it don't matter who the ref is, this, that, and the other. I think it's VAR that's the problem. It's too finicky. They're looking to do something. Like, they don't want to just be sitting there not doing anything. You know, a game can go smoothly without you going, oh yeah, but did he push him a little bit too up? Did he do this? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not really fussed about that. Back in the day, that would have went on all the time. There would have been, even if he didn't support him directly, it might have been his second team. His dad might, his family might all support him. You don't know. So you just got to kind of forget about shit like that.
Yeah. No, it's just I don't know. I just feel Casemiro should have been off. But there we go. Is what it is. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, that Holgate challenge. Wow. And the vice captain to say that's not a foul or whatever. What are you waffling, mate? But yeah, me, I've never really liked Holgate. To be fair, I always found it weird that he went to Sheffield United anyway, considering Everton just gave him to him when they're in a relegation relegation rivals. Just bizarre to me, really. But there we go with that. But yeah, that is that on the Man United game. So yeah, let's move on. Tomorrow night, obviously we are starting off this game week. Obviously, it's much earlier than all the other games due to Liverpool obviously being in Obviously, the Carabao Cup final on Sunday against Chelsea. Obviously, it's now tomorrow. We travel to Anfield, one of the toughest places, if not the toughest place in the league to go to, on the back of that defeat against Man United. Obviously, Liverpool got a very emphatic win away at Brentford. Now, Brentford are not as great as they have been in previous seasons, but either way, not a lot of people would have expected a 4-1, 3-1 at most. I was seeing people saying if it was a bigger scoreline. Obviously, Liverpool do love a 3-1 as well this season. But yeah, very good in that game. Obviously, as much as they've got injuries up front, obviously I know Jota got injured, but Salah's obviously back. Scored pretty much as soon as he come on. Nunes, it's a weird one with Nunes because 1 minute he can score a really good goal and the next minute he misses a sitter. So you don't really know what you're going to get with him. I mean, he's creative. The way he drives defenders out of spaces and that is really good. But his finishing can be a bit iffy. But even then, he's still got double-figure goals this season. It's a weird one. Obviously, he scored a very good goal in this game, which obviously opened the scoring. Obviously, put it over the keeper. Very good finish. And then obviously McAllister got a goal. Like I say, Salah got a goal. I can't actually remember who got the fourth goal. Obviously for Brentford, it was Ivan Toney, but really good performance. And obviously going into that, they never won at Brentford's ground. The few times they've been there since obviously they've had the new ground. 3-1 defeat once, 3-3 draw, I believe, or something like that, 2-2, something like that. So they have struggled. They have struggled there, but they went there, won convincingly. Early kickoff as well. So fair play. Like I say, obviously us to a narrow defeat to United, but a bit more going into it. Obviously league table due to Everton getting a draw last night against Palace. That's obviously put us back to 18th. Obviously they have a better goal difference than us, Everton. So that's why they're above us because we've got the same points. Liverpool obviously top of the league. Two losses all season. Even one of them I don't really count it because it's an absolute disgrace against Tottenham. But the Arsenal game, it just didn't turn up. Arsenal definitely deserved to win that. And as much as it is Anfield, Liverpool can be gotten at. They can be gotten at. You've seen teams go there and score 3 goals, like Fulham, for example. Really good game that was actually. And I think we should approach the game similar to how Fulham did, which is, have a spell of going at them, because we know with us as well, if we sit back, we know what happens. We're asking for it, really. We're asking to get punished. So, have it go. Realistically, there's nothing to lose because it is Anfield. They are doing very well. But then again, it is also a good opportunity because they have, they will have one eye on the League Cup, final. So it'd be interesting to see how they approach it. I mean, defensively, they've got a few players, obviously, obviously Trent's out, Robertson's getting back into the swing of things. But even then, it's going to be interesting to see who they go with left back. You've got 3 options really that they can go with. They can go Shimikas, which I can't see. It'd be Gomez or Robertson. I think personally they should go with Gomez because he's been pretty good there. Robertson, like I say, is getting into the swing of things. I mean, realistically, if I was to predict their lineup, I reckon it'll be Kelleher in goal. Obviously, Alisson's out. Obviously that's massive. We can exploit that for me because Kelleher hasn't looked as good as a couple of seasons ago when he's played. So go with him. Saying that, he did make a good save against Brentford, but there's been a few games, where he's not been so great. So Kelleher in goal, I reckon. They'll go Conor Bradley on the right back. And fair play to him. Obviously, he had the unfortunate passing of his dad. And, the Brentford game, he just looked really, really good. Really good. And obviously against Chelsea, he did as well. 1 goal, 1 assist, I believe it was. And then they're probably, their centre backs will be Van Dijk, Canate. I mean, Van Dijk is a bit 50-50. Nowadays we know he won't get back to the level that he was. We can try to exploit that. Look at the Arsenal game a couple of weeks ago. And then Canate, I've always rated him. I think he's pretty solid. But one thing about him is he can be pretty clumsy at times. So, try and get him behind. Try and get behind. He's obviously fast, but never know if we just play Chio higher. Could be interesting there. And then left back, like I say, yeah, I reckon they should go with Gomez. It makes sense. And then the midfield, they'll probably go Endo. Well, it's interesting. They could go Endo and McAllister. I reckon they should probably go Jones. He's done pretty well, but then it might be Harvey Elliott, might be Gravenberch. So yeah, we'll see. And then up front,
Jones is injured as well.
oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Jones is one of the injuries, isn't he? So
Be Elliott.
yeah, I would say it should be Elliott, but I've got a feeling they're going to go Gravenberch, even though he ain't been great, in my opinion. In the Premier League, anyway. Europa League's been all right. And then the front three, it's interesting. We'll, if they go Gravenberch, they might put Elliott on the right wing. That sounds mad, but obviously Salah's coming back. One eye on the League Cup. But I do think Salah will start. I do think he probably will start. Left side will probably be Diaz most likely. Obviously Jota's out, so it won't be him. In that. And then up front, I reckon they should go with Nunes. To be honest, because Gakpo, yeah, I don't. If he was to play, he can score on that, but I don't know. I just feel Nunes will cause more chaos, to be honest. So that's what I reckon they'll probably go with, something like that. But a bit of insight, like I say, going into it. So obviously, I said about the league table and that sort of thing. Liverpool have never lost a home league game against Luton. Played 14, won 8, drawn 6. With this, their first such meeting since the 2-1 Reds win in January 1992. Luton have played away at Liverpool without ever winning more often than any other opponent in their professional league history, 14, while Liverpool have only faced Grimsby Town 18 times at home in the league without ever losing more than the Hatters. Only 4 promoted teams have ever won their first Premier League match against Liverpool at Anfield. Newcastle in 1993-94, Barnsley in 1997-8, them idiots down the road in 1999 to 00 season, and Blackpool 2010 to 11. Liverpool have lost just one of their last 54 Premier League games at Anfield, winning 41, drawing 12, going down 2-1 to Jesse March's Leeds side in October 2022. They're unbeaten in 24 home league games since that defeat to Leeds, winning 19, drawing 5. And then the last one on this section, Luton are unbeaten in 3 away league games, winning 1, drawing 2, picking up more points, 5, and scoring more goals, 8, in this run than they managed in their first 8 away Premier League matches before this. 4 points, winning 1, drawing 1, losing 6 with 7 goals. So that's that when it goes into that. A bit more on Liverpool. Liverpool announced last month that Klopp will be leaving the club after 9 years at the helm, after winning the Premier League, Champions League, Club World Cup, FA Cup, and League Cup title at Anfield. The Reds have lost just one of their last 54 Premier League games, like I said. Mo Salah has been directly involved in 24 Premier League goals for Liverpool this season. Luis Diaz has scored in both of his last 2 Premier League appearances at Anfield. Liverpool have never lost a home league game against us, like I said. And then obviously, team news going into it, like I said earlier, Elijah will not be available, neither will Jacob Brown. Elijah suffered a hamstring injury during the warm-up against Man United. Rob Edwards says he hopes it's days, not weeks/months, so we'll see what goes on. Obviously, it's a massive blow, as we all know. Top scorer. It's not ideal. Then Brown had an operation on knee cartilage issue this week to join Anderson, Nakamba, and obviously Lockyer on the sidelines. Referee be Andy Madley. 91 yellow cards and 3 red cards have been handed out by Madley across his 23 games this season. We last had a game ran by Madley when we were held to a goalless draw against Bolton Wanderers, so the game we was at, funny enough, Dad, in the FA Cup at Kenilworth Road, and was the man in the middle for the reverse fixture against Liverpool. So that's interesting. I can't really think of too much wrong or right from him, really, if I'm being honest. They're going to that Bolton game, like I said. It was just us in the final third, really. And obviously there weren't any major things that I can remember in a 1-1 draw, if I'm being honest. And then VAR is going to be Simon Hooper. So yeah, that is that really on the game. So yeah, after saying all that, Dad, away at Anfield, how are you feeling?
Yeah, well, this is again. I'll go back to got promoted to Premier League, the games we're looking forward to. And we've just got to perform, really. Never won there. It's going to be extremely difficult. They've got certain players, key players out, which is going to help us anyway. But I just feel that we just haven't quite, when I talk about steps up, when we're in the Championship we're that quality now, we're not quite that level. I don't think we can, say that we can beat them. I think it's going to be extremely difficult. Klopp's going to be leaving. They'll target the game. Yes, they have got the cup game, but he's done it before in seasons where he's managed it. I think they're just going to have a little bit too much for us, unfortunately. We just have to. And then we've got Man City in the cup. Take that as a free hit. And then the next massive important game, obviously, is the Villa game.
Yeah.
And after that, I think we get a little bit of a break as well in between these games, so it's not too bad. But yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult. And we might have to just take a hit with this one and hope other results go our way. And by then, there'll be decisions regarding Everton. I think that's possibly due tomorrow regarding their appeal. Obviously, we're still working on the Rob Edwards table, the table without the points deduction. That's what we should be doing. In that, I think we're 4 points from safety, but we have got a game in hand. So it's not disastrous, but certain games you get, you're not going to just expect to win. But again, I expect a performance, and I think we'll see that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like Rob Edwards said going into it, it's not hard to get the players up for this one, because it's Anfield away. So I agree. I definitely expect a performance. But yeah, let's go through comments. Chris says Liverpool's defence as high as Simon Cowell's trousers. Burnley got in behind them, wasted their chances that game. Yeah. A few Liverpool fans I spoke to said Burnley had a lot of opportunities, and seeing the highlights, because obviously didn't quite watch it live because obviously we were playing at the same time. I did feel that, and you would say we're better than Burnley. Obviously even a lot of neutrals would say that. So if they can have them chances, we need to. But the difference is we are, we're going to Anfield, so we need to make them chances count. We need to make them count, and obviously because they are going to have chances. It's Anfield at the end of the day, so it's one of them as well. When you go to these grounds, you need to make your chances. You need to make them count. So hopefully, Crystal says Luton will let Liverpool have the ball. Hutton the counter, which dangerous at running, set behind. Morris loves the header. Yeah, he's going to be massive now with Elijah being out. He's going to be massive for me in this game for sure. Yeah, no, 100%. That's one player that's already in my lineup. People, I even said it, didn't I, on the last few hat shows. Going to Anfield start for me. So yeah, big up to Jamie. Says, all right, mate. Big up to yourself. Oh dear. Obviously, Chris obviously follows Liverpool as well. This is what he reckons they'll go with: Kelleher, Bradley, Gomez, Quansah, Shimikas. Okay, no Van Dijk or Canate. That's interesting. Endo, Gravenberch, McAllister. Yeah, same midfield as what I reckon. Salah, Gakpo, Diaz. Yeah, it might be Gakpo potentially. We shall see. Yeah. So yeah, a few score predictions in already. Obviously, we'll get into them at the end. Yeah, no, that's true. I would agree with that. In a lot of games I've seen, obviously the game against us when he come on, he done really well. Also, the standout one is Palace. Obviously where he got the winner in that game as well. So I do agree with that. So yeah, there we go with that. So we shall see. But yeah, here's that time. We will get into our lineups in this one. So, like I say, for me, Townsend is a player that is going in for me in this game. Now, other players, when it comes to this game, just share my screen. There we go. So, In goal, obviously Kaminsky, Premier League keeper, done really well the other day. Back three, I'm going to go. I am going to go Bell on that left side again, because there's not really any other options. It's like, you said that earlier, and I totally agree. I've been saying it myself. Burke in the left side, I'm not convinced. After that Burnley game, obviously where we lost 2-1, at home, weren't great. So I'm going to go Bell on that left side still. I'm going to go Osho in the middle, and I'm going to go Menji on the right. That's most likely what it's going to be anyway. Like you say, even players like Potts haven't even played. It's way too risky, at Anfield. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. The left side, obviously, of the wing backs, I'm going to go Doughty. The right side, I'm going to go Chio again. Now, some people might put him higher, and I wouldn't be disappointed, but I just feel, I don't know, Kabore, that probably been, I don't know, even though he's a right wing back, might be a bit risky because he hasn't played for a few games. Like, he's not even been coming on. So I'm not sure. I'm going to go Chio on that side. The two CDMs, obviously, we know who that's going to be. Obviously, Barkley and Lukonga. And then up front, I'm going to go Morris as the highest, of course. It's not anyone else that you're really going to go with. And then the left side, I'm going to go Clark. I'm going to go Clark in this game. And then on the right side, I'm going to go Townsend. Townsend in this one. That's my lineup. So Kaminsky in goal, back three of Bell, Osho, and Menji, Barkley and Lukonga as CDMs, Doughty on the left, Chio on the right, Clark, Morris, and Townsend up front. So that's my lineup in this one. Dad, your lineup in this one?
Not too different from yours, really.
There you go.
Kaminsky in goal, obviously. Bell, Osho, Menji across the back. Barkley, Lukonga, Doughty on the left, Chio on the right. I've gone with Chong instead of Clark on that side. Although potentially I could see Chio starting there instead, and possibly Kabore starting on the right. But as you said, I think when Rob Edwards knows that someone's not, they're too inconsistent, they're not delivering the goods that well, i.e., Giles, then they will be sitting on the bench. So it probably would be Chio there. For me, you've got to have Townsend there. But I feel like Chong will be given another chance. I'll be very surprised if it's Woodrow. I do feel as well, if Brown was fit, then he would be starting in that position. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Probably would. Again, it wouldn't be well priority, but I'd hear it. I'd probably see it. So yeah, your lineups: Kaminsky, Kabore, Bell, Osho, Menji, Doughty. Fair enough. That's Barkley, Lukonga, Townsend, and Chio and Morris. This is Harry's lineup: Kaminsky, Menji, Osho, Bell, Lukonga, Barkley, Doughty, Chio, Townsend, Chong, and Morris. Yep, no, fair enough. That's it's the same as yours, isn't it, Dad? Pretty much. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, let's just move on from that comment. But yeah, no, that is that. And then after saying all that, Dad, Anfield away, score prediction.
Well, as I said, I still expect a good performance. Even though it's come early, ideally we wouldn't have wanted to play Liverpool that soon after having two defeats as well, especially at home. So we've got to really try and make this count. There is records to be broken. We've never beaten before, so it is possible. And obviously you'd be delighted, and that, I think, if that did happen, that would really, really kick us on. But I'm going to say that we fall slightly short again. I think it'll be an entertaining game. I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool.
Goals galore, nice. As for my score prediction, I'd say I'm putting respect because it is Anfield away. Do you know what I mean? I do definitely believe we will score, because they are a bit vulnerable defensively at times this season. Even Liverpool fans I've spoken to, every time they play, no matter who it's against, even if it's, you know, even though Southampton are a good team, obviously they're in the championships, even against them, they have their doubts that they will concede. And obviously, like I say, they've got players coming back, that side of things, chop and change. I do think we will score. Yeah, definitely. I could see it. I could even see us going 1-0 up, like Morris or someone like that. Like I say, he's going to be massive in this game due to Elijah being out. But I do think Liverpool, will have too much, especially up front. Salah coming back already scoring, literally coming off the bench. They've got Diaz as well. He did score in the last game. Very good record, like I said, for him at the moment at Anfield. Nunes, if he does start, he probably will cause chaos. And I wouldn't be surprised if he did get a goal. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool in this one. Like I say, I do think we'll score, but I just think they'll have a bit too much in the end. So yeah, that is that. Let's go through your predictions. Wow, Harry. Wow, this would be nuts. 2-1 Luton. Honestly, my score prediction has changed to that. I don't know why. I predicted Wolves to win 2-1 at Spurs. And I think another shock in you guys beating Liverpool up the Hatters. Yeah, fair play, boy, on that Wolves one. You actually did predict that. I was so thinking, Tottenham will win that. Due to, Wolves slipping up against Brentford as well. Brentford not on great form, at home with how Wolves have been. So you never know. It's just Anfield, man. I just don't know, man, because it is Anfield. You know what I mean? Like I say, that record is remarkable. That one I read out earlier. It's absolutely crazy, but you never know. Liverpool top vulnerable defensively. Yeah, exactly. Keep Salah and Diaz. You can win generally. Yeah, it's obviously going to be very, very, very difficult, but we will see. Goal scorers for me, Nunes to score for Liverpool and Morris and Barkley to score and celebrate in front of Klopp. Oh, God. Barkley's a good shout, to be fair. Obviously, former Everton player, so it's like Rob Edwards said, it won't be hard to get him up for it, for sure. And he has played well every single game against top teams, like you mentioned earlier, Dad, as well. Other predictions. Chris also says on the game, you have no fear, in my opinion. Give every big side a game, and I expect the same again. I don't expect to thrash in. You'll score, in my opinion, but just think Liverpool have too much. Yeah, you're on the same wavelength as me. 3-1. Yeah, exact same wavelength as me. Jamie, I'd love that very much. He says 2-2 for tomorrow. I'd love that very much, mate. Massive. Absolutely massive. But we will see. Goal scorers, Dad. Your goal
Yeah.
scorers? Yeah, you might as well do all of them. Liverpool players as well.
Well, for Luton, mine's the same as Harry's, Barkley and Morris. For them, I'm going to say Elliot, Diaz, Mo Salah.
Yeah, fair enough. My goal for us is hard between Morris and Barkley. I'm going to go Morris. I can see him scoring a header from a set piece or something like that. Their 3 goals. I'm going to go Salah. I'm going to go Diaz, and I'm going to go Nunes. I think they'll be their goal scorers in that one. So yeah, last load of comments. Yes, I do remember you, mate. Big up to yourself. Big up to yourself. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, fair enough, Stephen, mate. Fair enough. But yeah, we will see what goes on in the game. Yeah, it doesn't look like I will be going to Anfield, but I will be doing a vlog from home. So do obviously check that out. I should be doing that with Jack. He's obviously a Liverpool fan. Been on the channel a few times, so going to be interesting. Obviously, last time I did one with a mate was obviously a Narche in that thrilling game against Arsenal at Kenilworth Road. So we'll see how that goes. And then Hatters Show, we'll probably do one on Friday, I'd say. And then we'll have Big Steve on for the Man City preview a day before. I keep forgetting when the game is. This is it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I know it's one of the days. So we'll do it the day before, whenever that is. And yeah, like I say, my Premier League predictions, I'll release them on Friday. So yeah, that is that for this game week. Because obviously, like I say, this is the first, and then there's a bit of a break for a few days. So yeah, and obviously, Man City do play in 9 minutes against Brentford. So I'll probably have a little eye on that, see how that goes, see how Brentford do in that game. But yeah, Dad, any final things you'd like to say about anything before we wrap up?
No, I just think we should enjoy it. Not a lot of us probably expecting us to get a result, let's be honest. Makes the Sheffield United result all more frustrating, but who knows? Who knows? We could proper turn it around with this, so you just got to enjoy it, as long as the performance is there again. But I can't see Liverpool being on fire because they've got key players out, and they will have one eye on the cup final, so it's probably not too bad that we are playing him, but we've got to see that performance. Keep fighting like that, and you will be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. So just enjoy it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's go through last load of comments. Tuesday, yeah, sorry, I keep yeah, because it's Coventry Maidstone on Monday, isn't it? And we're day after, yeah, and then Liverpool on the Wednesday. So yeah, cheers for that. So we'll do that on Monday. I've already planned it actually with Big Steve. The more I think about it, yeah, I've already planned it. So yeah, for a date. So we'll be doing that on that, and then yeah, big up to Steve as well as the live stream. Big up to yourself. Do you imagine? That would be like what is going on, especially Klopp's last season. That would be nuts. But yeah, that is that. So smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. We are currently on 12 likes. Big up to yourselves. A lot of people watch us. I know a lot of people watch back on playback as well. And do check out, obviously, there's been a lot of content on the channel last couple of days. Obviously, me and Harry did go to Leighton Orient versus Burton Albion. Very good game. Very good comeback by Burton Albion. Obviously, I was in the away end. Absolute limbs. George Moncur, as soon as he come off, no creative spark from them. You could tell by far he was their best player. But yeah, do check that out if you haven't already. Obviously, do check out the other channel as well. Obviously, I've posted today the watch along highlights of me and Harry reacting to the game between us and obviously Man United. So do check that out. And yeah, obviously do subscribe to that channel as well if you haven't already. And yeah, big up 2 new subscribers in the stream as well. So yeah, do appreciate that as well. And like I say, I'll be back again with a vlog from home tomorrow with Jack to this one. And also after this, I am going to be releasing a video from a Liverpool fan, see AGT from the Cop TV. I do the clips for him on TikTok and that sort of thing. He's kindly done a preview, just his lineup prediction and score prediction going into this. So I will release that very shortly after this. So do check that out as well. Smash a like on there, comment and all of that. That'd be much appreciated. And obviously do follow his channel as well. And yeah, that is all of that. So yeah, until tomorrow, I'll see you lot in a bit. Follow all the socials as well. Links to them are all in the description. So yeah, big up yourselves. And until next time, we will see you in a bit. So take care and peace. Up the town.